All right. Hi, Mary Bruno. Thank you for
Hi, buddy.
being with us for the Artist Spotlight 2020 with Millstream and Art Crawl St. Cloud collaboration this year. I always look forward to talking to you, and I know many of our viewers are looking forward to listening to and also missing going to your booth at Millstream because it is a fan favorite for everybody to visit Mary Bruno's booth and see your work and see with the new things you're up to and see your press and in action too. So I am so happy you're here and I'm looking forward to our time together today. So for those of you for people out there that don't know Mary Bruno, which I don't know who they are. I have no idea who these people are, but those out there that don't, tell us who you are and what you do, Mary.
Well, yeah, thanks for you guys, like, for thinking outside of the box and doing this, because, I mean, there ain't a lot of retail action going on these days, so this is exciting, and I hope that it, you know, maybe is a new thing. Like, wow, impressive, and thanks for all the behind the scenes work you guys are doing, obvi. But,
Mm,
so yeah, me,
welcome.
I am a local letterpress printer here in St. Joe. I inherited my print shop back in 2003 from my dad, and I just old school analog style print cool things, um, with 100-year-old presses and wood and lead type and carving linoleum, and yeah. So I have like my greeting cards and my posters and my prints, and I just finished a big project that I will allude to later. So yeah, that's who I am. And I also do some like community stuff for Joetown and organizing stuff. The Shop Small Crawl, which also won't happen this year, but maybe it'll be some weird different thing too. So yeah, that's me.
I know you're a big part of St. Joe and our community. Mary, I know when people ask me my favorite part of St. Joe, your name comes up for sure. I love that you're
Aw.
in our community and doing what you do and your print shop, which I hope in our conversation you'll be able to share it with us and people that haven't
Yes.
been there and maybe we can figure out ways for people to visit if they want to and who knows.
Yeah,
Um,
for
so
sure.
um, so there are so many people out there trying to set themselves apart from every other artist and really try to make their mark. What is one thing that you would like people to know about your art that they can leave with, that one thing that they remember?
Um, let's see. I think that, like, there's my like hardcore just um, typography, letterpress type kind of work, the funny, sweary cards and the cool, designy posters, that I love and I love to make, and I can kick out sort of fast and furious. But it's like my art stuff, my bird prints, my reduction block work, all that stuff. That's really like my heart. That's really my jam. That's the stuff that I really like, um, to show off, and it doesn't get too much, um, because it looks best in a frame somewhere on a wall, and I got no wall space in the shop. So, but yeah, it's the art. It's the art that's like my main jam that I like showing off.
I do know. I do know. And can we share some pieces with people and you can
Yeah.
talk about them a little bit? And what's funny is this first one that I have on my wall in my office, right there by the window. I have it right there. So we kind of put up your poster, these prints first for us to talk about a little bit. So I'll let you start with this.
So I started doing this Northern Lights print maybe a couple years ago, where I just do this insane huge rainbow roll, which requires me to like hand ink every poster, with two rollers. It's this whole process, which is pretty awesome, but very labor intensive. Then I have those lino block trees that I put on there, and it used to just be that, and I always felt like it needed text. Um, and so then I finally just this recently, maybe in the last, I don't remember when that was, last couple of months. Oh dear. My thing fell over. It's
It's
all
okay.
right. That's not very professional, is it? It's all right. But I decided to add some text, and this little piece from Desmond Tutu seems apropos in these sort of dark times we're living in, sort of currently. You know, I like to be a little optimistic about stuff, and sometimes I feel like those optimistic pieces sell a little better than the super sad dark things. so so yeah, I added that silver text, and it just like popped. So that was what that guy was about, and they keep selling out. They're really popular.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah,
Yeah, I got one of myself, one for myself for
yeah,
sure.
you
So, and
sure did.
the next one here, another poster for us to.
Um, so that was my. So I've always done like a pride festival kind of love is love poster, and this one is a new adaptation, if you will. And I carved the blocks with the love, so that's two different lino blocks um, that I carved, and the arrows, and then those backgrounds are made by like sticking the chipboard into the press in various weird ways that are not OSHA approved, that get this like super cool kind of like prism, stained glass window kind of look. So that
Hmm.
takes months. Those backgrounds take months to just do the background, but they're really cool, and I love those. I love those, that type that I don't have, that I carved. That's pretty cool. People don't get that. I'll show you a little block.
Yeah, please.
Okay, this guy. Can you see that?
Nice.
Oh,
Yes.
whoa, whoa. Where is it?
There
There
it
it
is,
is.
right
There it
there.
is. Yeah. So carve that with my hands.
Hmm.
So that's kind of cool.
That is cool. No, I didn't know that it was
Yeah.
a block. So thank you for sharing that. I love that. That is
Yeah,
awesome.
you bet, buddy.
And the next piece, I think the new one. New one.
Um, so this was kind of cool. So a guy, okay, so after what happened? Oh yeah, I had that little piece in the Times, in the St. Cloud Times. And after I get like a little bit of press like that, I'll always get a couple of cool old like printers or people in the newspaper business that'll reach out to me and be like, "Hey, I found some old type. Like, would you be interested in it?" And right away, I'm like, "Yeah, oh my God, for sure." Uh, and I went to go meet this guy. His name was Tom. Super sweet, nice guy. And he gave me these like 3 drawers of type, but it was just numbers. And I'm like, "Oh,
Huh.
like, what am I going to do with a bunch of numbers? That seems silly." And so at first I was like disappointed, like, wah. But then I was like, well, what I could do is I could like piece all these numbers together and make this cool background, and then just leave it and print millions of different colors to make these cool, insane backgrounds, right? So I have like every color of the rainbow, every combination you can imagine, with some of those other backgrounds that I had already printed that you saw on the Love is Love. And I just printed these numbers, locked them all up in this crazy sort of Tetris block, as you can see, and would just put like purple and then print 35 of them, or maybe I did like 40, and then I'd flip it and add a different color and print them again, and then I'd add a different color. So I just went through the whole rainbow and printed these super sick backgrounds. And then I was like, hey, I need a quote. I need to do something new that's kind of like, that'll get people jacked. And so I hit up my friend Allison, who has like, she's got one of those Instagram accounts that like, she's always posting all these like super cool quotey things. And every once in a while, I'm like, oh, that's a good vibe. So I was like, dude, I need something solid. And so I just spun through her Instagram, and then I saw this one, this Stevie Nicks quote, and I was like, there she is. And so I worked with my intern Lucian, who was with me all summer, like full time. He was a total stud, and we totally tag teamed that guy. And like we had to work with the placement of the text and how it all fit like a grid and blah blah blah. And I was just super stoked with it. Oh, and that little glyph guy on the top, I only had one, so I had to
Hmm.
carve the one on the bottom to make a set. So look at that.
Ah,
I don't know.
nice.
Yeah, so they're one of those things where like they're all different. And you have to spin through them, and then pick your favorite, But yeah, that was
Yeah.
fun.
But that's
Yeah,
hand printing, you know,
sure is.
when there is
Sure
a
is.
unique piece, for every single one of them is to notice that is really important. That's the art of
Yep.
it.
Yep.
Absolutely. So and then we get into the pieces you were kind of talking about, with the nature and kind of your pieces that are closer to heart. Maybe this one with the lake.
Yeah. So this I was trying to like people always like ask me if I can do like specific things, like can you carve my lake? Um, and it's very labor intensive. So I was trying to set it up as like a package deal. Like, okay, I would print these words as a border, that are all Minnesota things, cabin life, Paul Bunyan, True North, blah blah blah, and then I would leave the middle blank, and then you would say, "Oh, we live on like Dirty Shoes Lake. Can you carve our lake?" And I'd be like, "Absolutely. Here's a package deal." And then I would get a picture of their lake, topographic, set the name Dirty Shoes Lake and type, print that, do a reduction, and then do like 10 of them, and then they're happy, the world's happy, whatever. But so as the um, prototype, I did Gull Lake because I feel like a lot of people know Gull Lake. And so that is like, it's already a done thing if you want to just grab and go, but it's also could lead you into working further with me and getting into a bigger kind of commission project. So yeah,
Mm.
that's fun. That's not like a super big artistic thing, but
Oh.
it's a cool way to try to meet people halfway with commissions, because I
Mm-hmm.
can't just be like, oh, whatever you want, unless people have like, you know, $30 million, which
Yeah.
not a lot of people do. So
No.
I try to rein it in a little bit and be like, I know you don't have that much money to spend, and I don't have that much time, so here you go.
Yep. Here it is. Then
Yeah.
then the blue jay is the next one.
Oh, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
So my last two bird prints, the warbler and the blue jay, were photos that my buddy Ryan Unger took walking around Quarry Park.
Mm-hmm.
And like he would post these gorgeous photos on Instagram, and I'd be like, dude, you got to let me do a block of that, a print of that. And he would be like, you bet, because he knows I pay him with a print, And
Ah.
so that one was one of my newest, and man, I've just dialed in my like super teeny tiny um, line work, and
Mm-hmm.
I have this headgear thing that I wear that has a light, and it has like mega you know what do you call the things where that make everything
Magnifying.
bigger?
Yeah,
Yeah.
magnifying. There
Um,
you go.
yeah, and so I have a bunch of new tools and blah blah blah, and did a bunch of hand inking on this one. I mean, that tree, come on, that looks like
I
a
know.
birch tree, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, look at that little guy. What's up, buddy? That
Sitting on the
is
tree.
hilarious. How do you do that, crazy Nick? I love it. So yeah, those
So
guys are
so
like my jam.
can we go back to that piece again? So, a lot of people don't know about this process of how many times that was printed. Like with a reduction print, like that's not just a one-time thing. That's layer on top of layer.
So I think that one was 7,
Hmm.
and like 2 or 3 of them were like I used a hand brayer, like I didn't even use the press because I wanted it to be like subtle, and highlights and different rainbow rolls. So yeah, that was complicated, but I was so bloody happy with it.
Hmm.
But so I haven't done like a specific art reduction block print in a good while, so I'm itching to get started on that again.
Nice. I think I have your warbler.
Do
I think
you?
I have a warbler.
That little
Hmm.
fat bird.
Yep.
That's one of my faves. Yep.
I loved it when I saw it. I'm like, I just have to have it for me. I love that. Love that one.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Love it. And so the last one I have is of your cards, right? So
Yeah.
I want to talk a little bit about how people hook up with these and how people connect with the rest of the prints too that we saw. How can people purchase these things?
Well, I'm pretty good with keeping my website pretty updated, and there's everything on my website. There's the cards and the posters and apparel and the blog and videos and all my insanity. And my website's pretty cool. But
I
I
agree.
started boxing sets because like then I could do a deal, you know, like buy 5 get 1 free, blah blah blah. And I was pairing them together, you know, like salty birthday and sweet birthday and blah blah blah. So those those have been selling really well, and those are an easy way to um, kind of cover all your bases, you know, all occasions and blah blah blah. But yeah, the cards, that little guy, that little baby Yoda is one of my new ones, and um, he's so cute, right? And I didn't watch the show, but of course I'm obsessed with Baby Yoda too, and the little song. Um, and like I'll tell you what. So there was a time, remember when I got cease and desist from Little John because
Yes.
yeah. Well, so then now I was about to do something with Baby Yoda, and I feel like Disney's on the warpath. So I was very intentional about like just cutting them off right there to be like, that's not even Baby Yoda. That's an elephant, you know, or whatever. If it came down to that, and I had to lawyer up and whatnot. Um, but then, so I sort of did that, but then also from a design standpoint, it was also brilliant because he's so little, right? It looks like he's barely looking over the table. So
Uh-huh.
it's brilliant on many levels, is what I'm
Yes.
saying. So,
Yes.
anyways, it's cute. And that
I lo-
card blew up on TikTok, which I'm on
oh,
TikTok. I know I'm too old to be on TikTok, but the kids loved it. The kids loved it.
I love it. That's great. Thank you
Hmm.
for sharing that story.
Yes, of
That
course.
is awesome. So, we have some time. Do you want to share your studio with us? Kind of a
Yeah,
little
so I just
walk
pick
around?
this up and walk around.
Sure.
Like,
You
would I
want to
walk
do?
around backwards?
Sure, whatever you want.
You just tell me if it's like too jerky. And I didn't really clean the shop very well, but yeah, let's
Okay.
look around.
Okay.
Okay,
Maybe
ready?
or maybe just take us to one of your presses and, show us that.
Okay. Okay, so let me just make sure. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay.
Hmm.
Whoa. All right. Hang on. There we go. That's all right. Okay,
Yeah.
so we're walking. There's some stuff, other things. We're walking. And as you can see, there's tons of stuff on the ceiling. That's where oh, that's what's forward. Sorry, quickly. Um, so this is my Vandercook press. You can see that guy.
Hmm.
Um, he's like the workhorse. That's where I print all the posters, print all the art prints, and he's a cylinder press. You know that you like, whoops, that you like hand crank. So, woo, you know,
Hmm.
it's pretty cool.
Hmm.
It's good for classes, and I think I'm gonna start doing classes. You know, with COVID restrictions, of course, soon
Yes.
or maybe virtual or whatever. And then
Hmm.
there's a bunch of ink and stuff over there. Lots of drawers of type. I'll show you this press too. This is a platen press. That's a big baste. It's pretty cool. That guy is where I print all my cards. Okay.
Hmm.
And then we'll just take a look over here and we'll look at all these drawers of type. Swinging you around
Hmm.
quickly. So that's all just drawers and drawers of type forever. Where's the stupid
Yeah.
camera? There it is. Okay,
Yeah.
there we go. Yeah, cool, huh?
That's a lot
Then
of
there's
type.
one more press, like this guy. This guy's in one more press. That's my Heidelberg windmill. Ooh, he's a
Ah,
1955 beast too. So there's a lot
nice.
going on in here. A lot to look at. The scroll I just finished, sitting there.
Uh-huh.
There it is. Ooh, there it sits. Hopefully I don't spill coffee on it.
Yeah, don't do
But yeah,
that.
no, that's there she is. Is that all right? Was
Oh,
it too
that is
jerky?
great. Nope, it's
Is
perfect.
it okay?
Thank you so much
Nice.
for sharing. So with COVID, you've talked about it a few times.
Yep.
Um, is there, how has it changed your work or your practice? Anything you want to share with that?
Well, like it was kind of cool. I got to do that quarantine story time for a little bit, and that made me really happy. I actually miss it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but that was kind of cool to like connect with people. And I've actually been teaching quite a few classes virtually, which has been really cool. Like I've had, I average like 15, 20 people sign up, and they're from like all over, which is really exciting. Like a couple guys
Nice.
from Canada and like Boston. And so that's kind of like been exciting, like I'm just trying to pivot and not be like, wow, like things aren't going the way they're supposed to, because they're not for anybody, right? But like I'm trying to like like move around and be like, okay, well, what can I do instead, and how can I keep things going? And so yeah, that's been pretty cool, like doing Zoom classes. And I've done some talks. I've had some uh, SJU classes that I've talked to. And so, like, I feel like that's been pretty cool. I'm trying to do a lot more process videos on all my different social media platforms too, because people love seeing all of this stuff. And they love watching the process of it, even though I'm just like, really? But it is what it is. They like it, so I do it, and then people react, and then they connect more to it and all that. So I've been trying to be a little, even though I'm like a Luddite, I've been trying to be a little better on the social medias, you know. Um,
Mhm.
and it's been going pretty well.
Yeah.
I mean, does that answer your question?
Yeah, I would say so. That does, you have been doing really well, and I have seen the pivot, and it's been very successful. So I think a lot
Oh,
of
cool.
artists can really benefit from watching your pivots and what you're doing and stay relevant. So I
Yeah, yeah.
definitely have enjoyed watching that. So what's your dream project? What do you hope to do next, or what's on the horizon for you?
Well, I'll tell you what. I never know. And I sometimes I think I know, but then I'm like, no, I don't know. But when I finished this big scroll project with Richard that I just finished like a couple weeks ago, that's that's my dream project. Like somebody, with like deep pockets coming into my shop and being like, I want you to do this. Take as long as you need. You know, um, do what you want, do you, blah blah blah, like big huge projects, that I get to do the whole thing from start to finish. Like it's sort of um, really, I impressed myself with the fact that I got it done in the allotted time, right? By the due date, and it far exceeded my expectations and the expectations of Bresnahan. And I'm like, that's what I want to do. I don't want to mess around with little stuff anymore. And I
Hmm.
don't know, maybe that's it. I mean, I want to try to be optimistic, but yeah, that'd be sweet if I could get a big project like that in front of more people that, are schools or museums or whatever, that could be like, yeah, we want something like that or whatever. That was incredible. It was incredible.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I'd
I
say
think
that.
it's a 3-minute video. Would you show it here? People to see it?
Let's do it. Yeah, let's
Okay.
do it. Well, so I'm telling you, man, I have just pulled off something I didn't think. Well, I thought it was possible, but what I have actually pulled off, it actually chokes me up. It's amazing. It's the hugest, most epic art project I've ever completed, and it fully exceeded all of my expectations. And it's kind of emotional. There's so much tied to it. Basically, about a year ago, I got a call from my buddy Richard Bresnahan, who was like, Mary, I want to collaborate with you on a project. And, I really didn't even hesitate, even though that guy doesn't really do anything small. I knew it was going to be a big deal. And then embarked like a 9-month project that, me and my little pack of interns really dove hard into. And I've had so much help. I had so many resources of people that were stoked to help me. And basically what we did was letterpress printed the Benedictine Rule, which is a lot of text. It ended up being 30 pages letterpress printed, and assembled together to form this beautiful scroll that was made out of cherry wood that another local guy, Jeff Thompson, made. We worked really hard on kind of making these images be about the community, about the monastery, about artists, about central Minnesota, and it is something to behold. You know, I'm bummed that I can't get this in front of as many eyeballs as I wanted, you know, due to the current state of the world, but everybody that sees it is absolutely moved, and I'm just so honored that Richard trusted me to be this, you know, to be a partner in this project. I think it was really amazing today to go see the first scroll be packaged into this sculpture that's going to immortalize it for the next 100 million years. It's really big. It feels like a huge jumping off point for the next stage of my career, and I'm just beyond floored and touched and stoked. And I mean, processing emotions is not one of my strong suits, but it's amazing, and I am thankful and lucky and so damn stoked. So when you can see it, it's gonna be something, my friends. This is it. So, woohoo! Right? All right.
Oh, Mary.
Gets you right in the feelers, right?
It does get you right in the feelers. Gosh, love it. Love it. You know, and that's really something cool I see with the artists in our community is there is a lot of collaborating. You know, people want to work together, people want to connect and make something meaningful together, and that's totally what you did. Totally what you did. Cheers. Nice job, my
Thanks,
friend.
buddy.
Nice
Appreciate it.
job. So, with ending, is there anything else you want to share? What else you want to tell us before we head out here?
Um, I don't know. Uh, like, oh, I know. You should go to my website and look at stuff. And then
Hmm.
if you wanted to, like, say you wanted to be like, hey, I want to check out that print shop, you should reach out and make an appointment. You know, don't just be popping by with your COVID face. You know. Um, but yeah, like people make appointments, whatever, and it's cool. We could hang out, and then you know, I think staying tuned for some classes that I'm gonna try to start doing over the winter, both virtually and in person, and maybe some with kids. I don't know. We'll see. I get a lot of requests, but we'll
Hmm.
see. You know, I
Hmm.
think I'll be open to trying out a kid class. Okay.
Kids love
So
you,
yeah,
Mary.
yeah, it's you know, I like kids. They're pretty
Hmm.
great.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this is really cool, Alicia and Nick especially, and whoever else is helping you guys pull all this off. I'm super happy to be included, and I'm excited to see how it turns out.
All right. Well, we were super happy to have you with us and to share your art with the Millstream and the St. Cloud Art Crawl audience. And thank you so much for spending your time with me tonight. And we will chat again soon.
Thanks for having me, dude.
All right.
Love you
Love
guys.
ya.
Check you later.
Bye
Bye.
bye.